Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Everywhere where I'm streaming, my personal Facebook page, Sean Taylor, my business Facebook page, Tailor Made Training for You, my private groups for imperfect, non-judgmental people, 50 and over, Twitter, Gwen's Boy Mindset. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hello, everybody. What's going on? What's going on? It's Friday. It's almost the weekend, baby. It's almost the weekend. A lot of you folks who don't have to work on Saturdays and Sundays, it's a good Friday for you. So, you are now in the no judgment zone with me, your host, Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgments, discussing topics with no judgments. It's been a good day of workouts for my clients, way to end strong. All my clients who came in, we're in here throughout the week. Good week. Good week, good week. So, now, before I get into it, with all due respect, we are, this is a no judgment fly zone, so to speak, lift the people up, trying to open up, your cerebral a little bit, trying to get you to think a little differently, so on and so forth. So, anyway, we are getting ready to dive into this thing. I don't know how your weeks were in, but I hope everybody got their workouts in. Hope everybody ate more bad than good. Hope people drank more water than they drunk anything else, etc., etc. Being grateful, being appreciative, being thankful, you know, just being humble. These are some of the things that some people have a problem in doing. Being so being grateful is a big, big thing. I'm sorry, people, you're gonna have to see me get up because people are gonna call me, trying to get the business to buy things. People are always calling, random calls, spam calls. So if you see me get up, just bear with me. It's just somebody's calling at the wrong time, as if I have nothing else to do but to sit and wait for them to call. But I digress from that. So getting back to the subject at hand, being grateful, being grateful. So, um, how many of you guys are grateful for where you are? Grateful for your life, grateful for health, grateful for strength, having a sense of sight, taste, smell, the use of all your bodily functions, your limbs, you know, are you, do you have an attitude of gratitude? Do you have an attitude of gratitude? Because things can always be worse. When things have a tendency of going wrong, all we do is focus on that wrong thing. We don't see that thing that's going wrong and be like, yeah, this is wrong, this is bad, but this could be so much worse. Like being locked up. Bro, you could be on death row or you could be dead. Everything could be worse. Anything goes wrong in your life, like, you know what? I always look at it as like, it could be worse, it could be worse, it could be worse. So, guess who used to say that to me all the time? Guess who used to say that to me all the time? Guess who used to say that to me all the time? Yep, you have guessed it. Gwen. Gwen used to say that to me all the time. She used to say that all the time to me because I've had a lot of things that went wrong in my life. If I had to say a ratio, a lot of things that went wrong in my life, I was the engineer behind those things that went wrong. I was the conductor. I was the driver, you know. I was the wheelman, so to speak. I was the person who orchestrated that thing to go wrong. I was the person who invited the drama or actually created the drama. And here's the thing, when things do go wrong and you're the person that created it, do you still complain about it? Do you still bitch, moan, and whine about it? Something that you made a conscious effort and choice to make, and now that thing went wrong. Do you sit and complain about what you did wrong? At this juncture in my life, when things go wrong and I'm the cause of it, I just sit there for a couple of seconds and just shake my head at myself and say, you know what, Sean, you big dummy, this your fault. How many people take accountability when things go wrong and they're the cause and creator of that thing that's going wrong and say, you know what, this is your fault? How ironic is it for things to go wrong and you're the person that's the cause of that wrong, and you sit and you complain and you bitch and you moan over something that you consciously done, and you complain about it. It's like seeing somebody doing something. It's like you show somebody something, like an exercise, for instance. I'm gonna use an exercise. Why not put it on me? Why not? Showing somebody, okay, and you show them like 5 times. Okay, I want you to do it like this. This is how you do it. This is how many reps I want you to do. I want your form. Keep your back straight. Keep your feet flat. Don't squat on your toes. Keep your feet flat. Let the weight of your body rest on the heel so your feet stays flat. And you tell them that 5 times, and they still squat on their toes opposed to being flat footed. They are choosing to do that. And then later on, after you've told them 10, 15, 20 times, do not do that on your toes, keep your feet flat. Their feet are sore. They're having foot spasms and cramps in their foot. They feel like their foot are broken. But here's the thing, you chose to do that. So when things go wrong in your life and you made the choice, why do we get mad? Why do we get mad over something that we cause or create? But we do that all the time. Let's say there's a task that you have to do. Why do you have to bitch, moan, and whine through it? Why you just can't get it done? Because as you're doing all that complaining, all that benching, all that moaning, and that groaning, and that whining, you are making that task longer, torturous, unbearing. You're just torturing yourself based off your attitude toward getting that task done. One thing I loved about the military forced you to shut up. You had no voice. I love that. I love that just shut up and do it attitude and just get it done. Now you can talk amongst your comrades, like, man, this junk sucks. Man, digging these foxholes sucks. Going to the field 6 months at a time sucks. Being out here sleeping in the elements sucks. It's cold, it sucks. I'm fighting out boar hogs at this guard station. It sucks. I can't see the boar hogs, but I just hear them just, and all I got is this infrared lens flashlight. I can't hardly see them. I mean, I'm like, it's cold. This field jacket ain't working for me because it's still cold. It's like that wind is running through this field jacket. Listen, man, listen. Things can always be worse. They can always be worse. People are like, well, Sean, this. Why didn't it this? I say, listen, man, I'm not gonna complain. I said it just makes the situation worse. I might as well just show up and just get the work done. The sooner I get on the task, there I can get at it, get it done. Moaning ain't gonna change nothing. It still got to get done. Whining is not gonna change nothing. It still got to get done. Complaining, what is it gonna do? I mean, does it change the severity of the thing that's wrong? Does it? It doesn't change nothing. You just are prolonging the inevitable and you're making it worse because you're complaining, bitching, and whining. Things can always be worse. You can you all it is so important to be grateful and appreciative of where you are. Being grateful, that's a beautiful thing, man. You ever done something for people, went out of your way to help somebody, and they're ungrateful? You ever give somebody a gift and they looking at that gift is like, this it? That's totally ungrateful. An ungrateful person is a hard person to kind of get along with because they don't appreciate nothing. They have all these unrealistic expectations. Even if it, man, if somebody gets you something as a gift, man, that means that person is being thoughtful enough to give you a gift. Oh, it's not exactly what you wanted. Your ass is ungrateful. That's exactly what that means. You're just being ungrateful. You have a bad attitude. Sorry, people. I don't know why this phone is ringing like this, but this is an ongoing thing. Any entrepreneur feels my pain because you got people just constantly calling. You know what I'm saying? So it's annoying, but 7 years, I'm getting used to these annoying people constantly calling me doing when I need to be doing things, and I'm not. It's a very annoying thing. So get back to the subject. You have to be grateful for what you have. I'm gonna put it in a big man's perspective of things. If you want more from him, how is he supposed to grant you those blessings or whatnot when you're not even thankful of the things that he's already given you? There's a lot of people who want more out of life, but they're not even grateful of what they have. They're not even grateful of the good things. They're not even grateful to be waking up in the morning to have all the use of their limbs. And, they got more and they're still complaining. They got more and they're still not happy. They got more, but they still have no attitude of gratitude. Things can always be worse. You got people with less that are ecstatic, just high off life. You know, for me, appreciation of life um, came at a great cost to me and my family of losing lots of people in a small margin of time. It allows me to always appreciate the small things. You know what I'm saying? It allowed me to, like my mom used to say before she passed away years ago before she passed away, she's like, I always want you need to stop and smell the roses, Sean, more. You need to live in the moment more. You know what I'm saying? Just appreciate just waking up and just going to see the clouds in the sky and the color in the sky, the trees or the wind blowing on your face, whatever. People aren't even grateful of life, you know. I've been in the gym and seen people with one arm or one leg in a wheelchair, just a pleasant attitude, and they have lost limbs. And we walk around with all use of our bodily functions and our limbs, and we're not even grateful of that. We're not even thankful of that. We want more, but we're not even appreciative of what we have, which is the good things. People don't even care about the roof over their head, the car they drive, the clothes on their back, the shoes on their feet, the money in their pocket or in their account for that matter. Nothing is good enough. They always want more. There's nothing wrong with that. You can always want more, but you can always be grateful and appreciative in your present state of what you do have. You ever went to bed hungry? You ever went to school with not the best clothes? You ever walked to school and the rubber and the sole was falling off your feet? Do you know what those things feel like? You ever been in a house and it's 100 degrees outside and there's no AC in the house? And now you're in a better place in life and you're not even appreciate of that better place that you are in life. One thing about us as people, we complain so much, we whine so much, We are never grateful for the small things. We don't even appreciate it. Nothing is good enough. And there are people with everything that are miserable. And again, there are people with half than what they have, half the financial blessings that they have. And you would think these people were billionaires when the billionaires ain't even happy with their billions. So I say all that to say this. You got to always have an attitude of gratitude. Things in your life can always be worse. Somebody didn't wake up this morning who planned to see their kids. Somebody didn't wake up this morning next to their wife, their fiance, girlfriend, or boyfriend. The last conversation that they had on Thursday, that was it. Somebody died in their sleep last night. Somebody had lots of plans and they not here right now. My appreciation of life is when I lost my mother. At the time, at that present time, I did not want to be here. I didn't care nothing about anything. I did a podcast with my homie Kendall Can on last Friday, and it was about her podcast is called Failure Fridays. It's a pretty dope podcast, and we were just talking about failures in life, things that some people didn't know, um, things that takeaways people can actually take away from, and she had pointed out something that she saw me in the state where I was when I lost my mom, and how sad it was to see a dude full of life, his light within him just totally diminish. And I never had nobody tell me that because my mom died in 2008, December 2018, and Kendall was my client. She looks phenomenal now. And she said, I'm looking phenomenal right now because of what you told me. You told me that you have to do more in order for your body to change. You have to do more. And I'm going to dive into fitness right now, and I'm going to go back to what I was talking about because you know, I kind of like to be on all over the place on purpose. But Kendall had said, she said it, and and now I thought it was pretty dope. She just let the world know I'm looking like this because of this dude. She's like, you remember you told me you got to do more, Sean. You remember you told me that you got to be at least working out 4 to 5 days a week in order for your body to drastically change. She took that information and she applied it, and she's looking phenomenal. In fitness isn't about the little that you do, the more you get. Fitness is about the more you do, the more results you see and the more results you get. And I tell people all the time, there are 24 hours in a day. Okay. There are 24 hours in a day. There are 365 days in a year. Okay. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in a year. And people have unrealistic expectation. People really think that their body's going to get phenomenal in a 6 month period just exercising 2 days a week. And if you don't understand the definition when it comes to, I'm gonna walk away for a second because I want to read something to you guys because I don't know it off the top of my head. And if you can still hear me, hopefully you can still hear me. I'm not walking too far away, but hopefully you can still hear me. Okay. I love this, and I was in my studio a couple of years ago in my other studio, and you know I was in my studio a couple of years ago, and I was on a break, and I was kind of annoyed. I was annoyed with people's unrealistic expectations of what they expect trainers to make miracles out of bullshit. That's what I like to call it. When you hear me say miracles out of bullshit, that means you literally want me to pull something out my ass to tell you, lie to you, to appease you in your unrealistic, uneducated opinions and thought process when it comes to the human anatomy. metabolically how the body works and how the body responds to certain things. And I just said there are 24 hours in a day. They are. It is fact. You can't argue that. There are 168 hours in a week. That is fact. You can't argue that. There are 672 hours in a month. That is fact. There are 8,064 hours in a year. That is fact. 1 hour is equivalent to 60 freaking minutes. 60. And you are exercising 2 days a week. How many hours did I say there was in a week? There are 168 hours in a week. Now, see, this is when it makes stupid sense. It makes so sense that it kind of makes you feel dumb when you think about it. There are 168 hours of the week, and you are only working out within those 168 hours in a week. You are only exercising out of 168 hours a week, 2 hours. I'm just going to leave it right there. 168 hours in a week, you exercise 2 hours out of 168 hours a week. And in your feeble mind of being uneducated, not a certification in the world, not a degree in the world, not no experience in the world, you don't even know the body. You can't even listen to your own body when it comes to what's too heavy, it's too light. You're looking at the trainer like, hey, what should I lift? And he or she is looking at you like, you're in that shell. How about listening to your body? Because your body is going to let you know, hey, Johnny, this is too heavy. Your body is going to tell you, hey, Johnny, this is too light. We're not getting anything out of it. That's being mentally in tune with your body. How are you inside that shell of a body and you don't even listen to what it tells you? Let me retort about the hours in a week. There are 168 hours in a week. You only exercise for 2. And you really think something miraculously is supposed to happen off of that 2 hours a week out of 168 hours. Yeah, I'll wait. It sounds stupid. It sounds real dumb, don't it? Exactly. I know you're thinking that sounds dumb, but hundreds and thousands of people think like that all the time. They really think that doing less is going to get them more. And from my homie, my ex-client Kendall, who said, Sean, you told me the more I do, the more I'm going to get. So I went from going to 1 to 2 days a week working out to 5 days. My body changed dramatically because I went to training 5 days a week, from 2 days to 5 days. The more you do when it comes to exercise and changing your body, the more your body is going to respond, the more results you're going to see. And you are going to get to your goal way quicker than you would just working out once or twice a week. That ain't enough. I'm not even gonna have that conversation with you. I'm gonna let you know the more you do, the more you get. No, you're 1 day a week. Okay, all right. But you got to do more. End of that discussion. Let's go talk about something else. So 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week, 672 hours in a month, 8,064 hours in a year. 2 hours that you're training with this trainer. I'm gonna give you 2 to 3 hours. Let's say you're training with that trainer 2 to 3 days a week. Okay. 12 hours a month you spend with that person. 144 hours a year you spend with that person. But guess what? If you subtract 144 hours from 8,064 hours, that leaves you a remaining 7,920 hours. So that 7,920 hours that you're not training with that trainer, Who does that fall on? See, those remaining 7,920 hours within that year falls on the individual. But we don't want to talk about that, do we? When it comes to being responsible and accountable for how your body looks, you do not want to take accountability for that. You don't want to even take responsibility for that. That's sad, but that's painfully true. So the remaining hours of the day falls on you. You can have a trainer, hey, how much water you had? Well, I had water. No, how much plain water you had? If you diluting your water with all kinds of things, you ain't drinking water. I'm sorry. You may think people really think in their mind. Now, see, this is where education plays a major role. My mom used to always say, you know, Sean, when a person is educated in something and a person is not educated in what that person is educated in, and they're trying to tell that person who has got the education in that field about something, and that person got a degree in gardening, how is that conversation supposed to fly or go? You see where I'm going with this? I have no problem with any man or woman who is more knowledgeable than me in a certain subject, a task, an endeavor, whatever. Hey, if you can do it better, I'm going to pay you for that. And I'm going to need you on my team. I'm going to need you to show me, because you know what? Ain't no ego. Listen, if I don't know how to work on a car, I'm going to see a damn mechanic. I'm not finna say I'm a freelance it. No, 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 no. Ego don't. There's certain times where your ego don't even need to raise its ugly head. If somebody is better at me than something, I'm going to be man enough to admit that, and I want them to do it for me, and I pay them for that service because this is what they do. They live, breathe, and eat and sleep this. They got the knowledge and the information. Now, if you know, they look like they know what they're doing, they show that they know what they're doing, they got the credentials, everything, the experience, the knowledge, the education, all these things that this person has. What am I fighting against? I am fighting against that nobody can tell me anything. Now, the best indicator of future behavior is that of bad behavior, is that of past behavior. You got to kind of like, okay, maybe I need not maybe me talking so much and not listening has got me in the situation I'm in right now. Maybe I need to humble myself down and shut the hell up, and so I can listen, so I can learn, so I can actually receive it, and so I can retain that knowledge, so it's in my mental Rolodex. But if nobody can tell you nothing, nobody can help you. If no one can tell you anything, all hope is lost for you. If nobody can tell you anything, all hope is lost for you. If you got an attitude about everything, all hope is lost for you. All hope. If someone's trying their best to show and to prove to you, and you constantly keep tearing this person down and picking this person apart, all hope is lost for you. If you're not appreciative and grateful for the little things somebody do for you, all hope is lost for you. See, things can always be worse. Nobody could be thinking about your dud ass at all. Nobody could be trying to do anything for your dud ass at all. Nobody could even care about your dud ass at all. So if someone does something, a friendly, kind, loving gesture for you, and you have the attitude and the response of being ungrateful, you deserve exactly what you get. You deserve that. You do deserve that. We don't want to take accountability and responsibility of our attitudes. We don't want to take accountability and responsibility of what comes out of our mouth wrong. We don't want to take accountability and responsibility of how deplorable our body looks. We don't want to take accountability and responsibility about what we put into our bodies. Let me tell you something, people. Fitness is about doing all the things you don't like, the things you pretty much hate and detest, to get your body to start to change and transform to the realms of satisfaction. And if you don't have the mindset going in that, you know what, this is not going to be easy, do the math. Over 50% of our nation is obese, overweight. Only 20% of our nation probably exercise. You do the math. In 2022, some people have never stepped foot in a gym at all. In 2022, there are people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who never exercised a day in their life at all. You have to take accountability and responsibility of your attitude, of your ungratefulness, of your complaining, your whining, your bitching, your moaning. Nothing is good enough for you. That man is breaking his back every single day. He works way more hours than you can even fathom in your normal day to day, but you come to that dude with attitude all the time, busting his butt to try to prove to you this and that. It's not good enough for you. Vice versa. She doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Dude, you're not even appreciating her for what she do. It's not good enough for you. Let me tell you something, people. You will never be good enough for the wrong person. Let me retort. Let me repeat this. You will never be good enough for the wrong person. Let me say this a third time. You will never be good enough for the wrong person. Get that, feel that, know that. Okay? Moving right along. Your ungratefulness, though, that's not going to work. You're not going to get more because you don't appreciate the good things that you do have. Every day I thank the big man upstairs for working for myself because I knew the hell I went through to get here. I knew how I started from zero, ground zero, to get here. I knew about the doors shut in my face, the people that walked away from me, the people that stopped believing in me, the people I thought that was going to support me that don't even support me till this day, the people that my business was catapulted off of the big man upstairs first, because without him, there would be no tailor-made train. Let's nip that in the bud, okay? I ain't bigger than Sean. I ain't nobody special. I know the knowledge, the experience, the education, the desire, the passion, the burden, the love for fitness that man instilled in me. And I would not have my business if it wasn't for him. Period. No one gets that credit. He gets all the credit. He's the person I thank every day that I open my eyes. I thank him for what I have. I thank him for working for myself. I thank him for having some power in my life that I'm not a slave to nobody. I thank him. That's gratitude. That's humbleness. That's not saying, oh, it's me. I did not do this. Everything I know came from him. Falling in love, the passion came from him. Who am I to sit up and take credit for anything that he's the one that actually blessed me with it? A lot of us think that we are more than what we are. We think that we are the ones who did. Yeah, you may have done some things, but you have had some favor. You've had some things that happen in your life. It ain't all you did. You didn't. You just didn't do things by yourself. You may think you did, but you didn't. Some favor opened, some door opened here. Some schmuck got turned down when you got accepted. They had more credentials, and you ain't hardly have like maybe a portion of them, but you got the job and they didn't. They were more qualified. You wasn't, but you had some favor. But then when we get to certain places, we think we all of that. We think we think our shit don't stink. We always forget about where we came from. I will never forget about the nights I went hungry. I would never forget about the days I slept in my car. I would never forget about the days I had to take gas station bitch baths, what you want to call them. I will never forget about the times I was locked up. I will never forget about when I was looking at some serious time. I will never forget about being in wars. I will never forget about almost losing my leg. I will never forget about this and that. I will never forget about being blessed by an angel or the big man upstairs times and times again. I will never forget about the times I had a double barrel shotgun in my face over some female and I told him to pull the trigger because I was just stupid and dumb and crazy at that time. I will never forget the time of living life careless. I would never forget about the time, these times. Never forget about where you came from. Never forget about those people who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. And I had one person who did that. The one person who believed in me when I never believed in myself. The one person who wasn't surprised was Gwen. She was the one person who wasn't surprised. She used to always tell me, baby, when you didn't think I was watching you and paying attention, I was paying attention and watching you. I always would scratch my head. It's like, how's this boy? How's this kid? How's this 11-year-old love push-ups and sit-ups? Why is he not doing other things like other little kids? Why is he so intrigued by this? But I just kept it moving. And it all came full circle your 11th grade year in high school. It all started coming together. And even then, as long and as in love and how I liked the feeling of it, I still didn't believe in myself. She believed in me. I didn't start really believing in myself until I was 26 years old. All those 26 because of that woman, because of that woman, because of one fateful day that I went through this horrible breakup. And I thought, oh my God, my life is ending because of some woman. And she said, baby, your life don't even begin or end because of a female. Always remember that. Always remember you would say why she would say a thing. And as I got older, then it started to unravel. But my mom always told me this, always be grateful and appreciative of anything somebody does to you, does for you, even if they just bring you a bottle of water. Be thankful and grateful. There are people that walk this planet every day. They have no thoughts of gratefulness, no thoughts of humbleness, no thoughts of gratitude. They think people really think in their minds that they're entitled to this and that. I sent an email blast out to all my clients. You ain't entitled to nothing. I sure did. I don't care. My mom has always told me, and she's a firm believer in this, she's like, Sean, you're only entitled for what you work hard towards. People think that's because they are with somebody that they're entitled to this and they're entitled to that. How you treat that person, you're not entitled to anything just because you're with somebody. What are you working hard towards? What are you working? When the tough times come, do you leave that? Do you leave your spouse or your man or your woman on an island all by themselves when they going through tough times? When they difficult to love or to understand, do you just blow them off, brush them off? It's okay for them to be there for you. It's okay for him to be there for you as your man. But because he is a man, you can't be there for him as his woman. I sent in my FIMP group and it was hilarious. And just the look on a dude's face of the entitlement this young lady had about all the things that she says she thinks she deserves. Baby, just because you got tits and a vagina don't mean that you're entitled to a damn thing. You're entitled to you're entitled to what your attitude, your persona, your aura brings to the dynamic of that whatever partnership that is. You're entitled to things based off your attitude. You're entitled to things based off because let me tell you something. Contrary to popular belief, marriage and relationships, those things are work. And if you're not working hard, and if you got a bad attitude, you entitled to nothing. It is nobody's fault that you've had a bad hand in life. No matter whether you have a good hand or a bad hand in life, your job, your responsibility, you're accountable to play the hell out of that hand. Because if it's bad, you can play the hell out of that bad hand that you were born into and turn that thing around. It's time out to stop whining about your body. Go exercise. It's time out to stop complaining about your body. Go exercise. It's time out. Your biggest investment is in yourself. You want your body to change? How about putting the coins into your body? You put the coins in everything else. You can eat yourself into oblivion in fine dine restaurants and take trips and excursions and this and that and buy flashy cars and big pretty homes, all these things. When you die, you can't take not a damn thing with you. How about investing in yourself? How about investing in your health? How about that? How about being in your 50s and 60s, define what your actual age is? Because you're putting the work into your body. You got to put the work in. You got to put the work in every area of your life and still not have the sense and the attitude and the arrogance of self-entitlement. You still got to keep it humble. You do the work because you care. You do the work in your relationships and your marriage because you care and because you love that person. Not to get anything in return, not to have an ulterior motive, not to have a hidden agenda, not to plot schemes, because you genuinely care about the other person. And yet and still, you do not ever do it with a sense of entitlement type attitude. There are things I do for my clients that I don't even get paid for. But I do it because I'm passionate, because I really want them to succeed. Because I know the struggle ain't in here. The struggle is when they're home. The struggle is when they're traveling. The struggle is when they're at the job and they're having those potlucks. The struggles are on the weekends. The struggles is during the week. The struggles is every single day. And they're fighting against all different types of nemesis throughout their week and throughout their weekend. So the email blast for my clients is to keep you encouraged throughout the week, to force you to think. If you're in a negative realm of thinking, you get a positive email, boom, it talks you off that negative ledge that you're about to walk off of. But you have to have the attitude of gratitude. If anybody's doing anything and not asking you for zero in return, they care about your dud ass. Seriously. I tell people all the time, I would challenge you daily. You could go to any trainer out here. They ain't gonna do all that I do. I can tell you that. First of all, they ain't got time. They don't get paid for that. That's too tedious. I ain't got time. No. And they are entitled to have that type of attitude. They are. Because they're busy. They got this and that and this and that and this and that. If anybody in any realms, not talking, I ain't even, forget fitness, just any area of your life, if somebody is doing anything for you, that means they care about you. That's it. But when you have the attitude of being ungrateful, how you think that's gonna go? People do it all the time. But when the young lady was getting back to the post that I posted, she had a whole list. And dude's sitting there counting. He said, okay, that's 5, that's 6. He had one hand, then he had 2 hands. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. He said, that's 12. I'm not at 12. I'm like, what planet does this person? This person, there are women out here who really think that they deserve all this stuff. I'm like, where do you get that from? Where do you get that from? Who told you that? Where is that written? Where is that law? Yeah, provide for you, Protect you. Yeah, 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 yeah. But all these other bills, she was like, oh, if he's not buying me gifts no more, he's not complimenting no more, I'm out the door. I'm like, well, who wants your weak ass anyway? If being with you is all about what he has to do for you, you have lost the whole purpose. And first of all, you know a damn thing about what that LOV word means. First of all, you definitely don't know what a true partnership means. And it's funny that you hear about I deserve, I'm this, I'm that, I won't, I'm entitled to this and that. What's funny about that, you never hear what these people are doing for the men. Nothing. Nothing. It's all about me. It's the Johnny Bravo attitude. Enough about me. Let's talk about me. It's just you. You hear that over and 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 over again, and you be looking like, yep, that's why that babe is a bridesmaid and never the bride. Oh, there's reasons. Your attitude exposes you. Your demeanor exposes you. Your aura, your personality, it is always exposed. A smart person is just studying you and be like, nah, that ain't the one. Eh, but you know what? I'm just biding my time. Y'all didn't hear that part. Y'all don't hear me and y'all didn't get that. You can you have no idea where a good attitude will take you in life. My mom used to tell me all the time, boy, and your attitude will make you or break you in this world, in this life. That's true. That is very, very true. But you have to have the attitude of gratitude and be thankful for what you have, for where you at, but still working toward more. But have a good attitude and appreciative of what you have. You can't get more when you don't even appreciate what you got. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. That's what it will forever be about. But when you have the attitude that you are owed something, that you are entitled to something, that changed the whole narrative about the whole situation. Because your attitude, your entitlement attitude, who wants to do anything for anybody who think that they are owed it? I'm entitled to this. I demand it. You got a dictatorship type attitude. How's that working for you? How does that work for you? When that other person don't have they have the opposite attitude of you. They go through hell all day, every day. When you see them, they smiling. You couldn't even tell you. They couldn't even. You wouldn't even know that. You would think everything in their life was perfect. And every time they roll up on you, every time they come home to see you, every time they're around you, you always mean mugging. You always mad at something. You ain't never happy about nothing. You don't never appreciate nothing. Everybody in the world against you, and the man with you, and your family, everybody against you. It's all about you. You not even grateful of nothing. Nothing is never good enough. Nothing is never enough. You can't even say you sorry when you do wrong because you always think that you're right. You have no gratitude with that bad attitude. You ain't appreciative of nothing. You ain't grateful. You have to be grateful for the good things. You know, not everything in your life is all bad, and people, things could always be worse. How about stop complaining? Complain less, bitch less, moan less, whine less. Be grateful, man. Be grateful for the little that you have. There's somebody somewhere in some world, third world country, there's somebody somewhere who would love, who would give their left arm to be in your position. There's somebody looking at your life right now that you complain about every day that they think that's phenomenal, that they would just die to be in your position. You know, to work for yourself and to be an entrepreneur, to have longevity, that is a huge successful thing. And that's not nothing to shake a stick at. That's huge. That's a sign of success, longevity. It is. And sometimes you have to step back and look at your situation and just being grateful and thankful of the small things. Not having an attitude of gratitude and not being grateful, you're setting yourself up, man. You're setting yourself up. Because sometimes you may have to get into a place of having less than what you have now to really start to appreciate things. Life is funny, man. Life is funny. And there's a lot of lessons that comes with this life. Just keep living. But that's all I got, man. Eat to live this weekend. Don't live to eat. Remember, Monday's coming right around the corner. I hope somebody got something out of that, you know. Um, be grateful, man. Be grateful. Listen, please like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Driven Not Motivated 21. My business Facebook page, TaylorMade Training for You. My website, TaylorMadeTrainingForYou.net. TikTok, TaylorMade 2169. My YouTube, Wins Boys Mindset. Please subscribe, follow. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the people who comment. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I know who my supporters are, who've always been my supporters since for the past 7 years. Thank you. Appreciate you. But be great. Start being grateful, man. Start being grateful for what you have. You know, start being grateful for what you have. You got to be appreciative. Be appreciative of the things that people do, especially those little things, man. Because those little things take thought. Creativity takes thought. It takes thought. Even if someone texts you and say, you know what, I'm just checking on you. I just want to think, I'm just thinking about you. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But like I always say at the end of every segment, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since I'm in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about this brother ever judging you, period. Listen, I'll catch you guys on the flip. I'll catch you guys next time. And that's all I got, man. Y'all stay up, stay encouraged, keep it positive, good people. I'll catch you guys next time. Remember, love is love. Peace.